Yeah, we'll just press the button and see what happens. Might as well. We're not actually quite done yet, but we already know what happens if I sit here and test things fast. If they're going to break, they'll wait until the stream comes on. So, yeah, you can't, like, win at this stuff anyway. So, it's one of those where the only way to play the game, win the game, is to not play it. Plus, I mean, we are on a Turbo XT. Will you stop? Binding things together. It's not fun. Fuck. Return that down. We don't need lots and lots of fan noise. It's just an ionizer. Always have it running. I don't know if I'm able to be heard or what. So everything's moved, everything's different. I haven't even plugged the machine. Ow! Well, I get electric shocks when I touch those two things. Oh yeah, because that's grounded and that isn't. So with my fingers between that metal and that metal, I am the ground. My outlets do have a ground wire, but it's floating. Oh, whatever. Turbo XT time. Video bastardizer time. Which button's turbo again? I always forget. I better swing round and have a look. Well, that's not right. What's that happening? I've not be busted my video bastardizer. This is what I mean about you don't bother testing before you stream something, because it'll break anyway. There we go. Had the inversion switch on. See, the sync light on this card is wrong, kind of. You see a lot of, as per the spec on CGA, we like both sync pulses are positive sync, or what you call positive sync, and on this, one of them's negative. I think it's the H sync is negative on it, and that's more like a monochrome card. That's how monochrome cards used to do it. So yeah, this CGA card has backwards H sync on it, and because the video bastardizer wants composite sync, well, it's quite hard to get that from like different polarizer. So you can sort of do it a bit, but it's better just invert that negative sync and make them both positive before sending it into the exclusive OR gate. And now we can get composite sync a bit more reliably. I should have probably put my EGA card in before I did this. I don't mind changing it out midstream. I might do that. So I'd quite like to play a Captain Comic on this, on a stream, but I don't know. I guess we'll just do Prince of Persia for now. I won't get very far in it. And the reason why is because I've got to use a fucking joystick. Well, the gamepad has exclamation points, as we know, so you have to yell when you refer to it. But yeah, we had to use that because there's problems with the keyboard, and I'm like, oh, it's my key defiddler that does it. Because XTs can't take regular keyboards. I mean, I guess they were the regular keyboard at the time, but yeah, I have to use a little device that I cobbled together to plug these keyboards in. And they're like, oh, it's my little key defiddler piece of shit. Nah, it's not the key defiddler, it's just the Turbo XT been, well, just the game been silly, because I tried my 286 and it does the same thing. So therefore it's probably safe to assume that that's where the fault lies. Probably. Yeah, I think that's what we'll play for now. That's that. I was going to do Captain Comic. I have it on here. And that has its own problems. But we'll do Prince of Persia. I won't get very far in it. I'm not very good at it anyway. And this might be really loud, so I apologise in advance if it is. Oh yeah, it's totally not a pirated version. How did Nintendo loot? Totally not a pirated copy of this game at all. It's 100% legitimate, as we can see by the fact that there is like this scroller here. That's lying, like when it says it's pirates and stuff. It has more graphical stuff going on if you start it easier. See, I'll play this for a while and then I will switch to the EGA card. I forgot to do that. I know where it is, it's over there. I know where my screwdriver is, it's on here, so... I don't have any sound. Oh, there we go. We won't get... Howdy Nordic Warrior. And howdy Lame Guy. Yeah, we won't get sound effects. I haven't made a pass-through thing for those yet. Yeah, it actually does have that vibe about that scroller, I guess. At least they don't hurt your eyes like the Space Pigs demo. I don't know what it is with the way that's... Well, I did it in slow motion once, didn't I, to have a look. And sort of figured like it jitters around. I'll leave the cutscene running. I'll just grab the EGA card while that plays. Might as well. I can't take my headphones, the cable's broken, so I have a very short one. Let's see. Let's Paradise CJ. I'll just bring all of them for you. Yeah, I'll just switch to EGA later when I need to. I'll just dick around in CJ mode for now. Won't fire this game up in EGA, it'll be slower than hell. Oh, that broken EGA card, I could have just put that in, I suppose. It doesn't work properly. I need to fiddle with it more, because it probably can be repaired. Like, it's probably just a RAM chip. I got quite a few spare ones of these now. From, like, video cards that have died and stuff. So I got a couple of EGA cards of RAM decks gone. Yeah, room is different now. Didn't need to do it. I did it so the electrician could get to the fucking outlets. And there's, oh, I don't need to get to them. It's like, you fucking told me you needed every fucking outlet. I've spent however many months doing this. You fucking knobhead. And then couldn't understand why I got pissed at him when he scratched my wardrobe. That's easier. And that is Hercules, and that is the machine's original fucking MDA card. I'm definitely going to get a monitor going to do monochrome. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do it. Like, I might be able to adapt a monitor, or I might just have to buy one. The thing is, it's actually, believe it or not, like, it's not easy to get hold of these VGA monitors, but I can get MDA monitors with relative ease. But people sell them as EGA monitors, and because it's EGA, it costs loads of fucking money, and it's so blatantly an MDA screen. But yeah, the reason we're going to be terrible at this is I have to play on this, and so this game doesn't control very well with a gamepad. Like, it sort of does until you get to things like this, where this would be a lot nicer if it was a button. But it's not. It's jumping's the same where that is on the D-pad. And I can kind of see when they did it because you only have two buttons to play with, but it does make it a little bit awkward. The jumping especially, because the jumping's kind of... The best way I can describe it, I suppose, is it's like Tomb Raider, where there's a delay of like... Seems to be about a block and a half to me, but that might just be the input lag. Like, maybe I'm used to the input lag now. And yeah, it's... Oh yeah, I got to turn around, haven't I? It's a bit dodgy, because it doesn't always register, or the, like, sideways press will go away. I did wonder if you're making progress on those monitors, because I remember you were trying to find potentiometers for them. I don't know if you did or not. A lot of monochrome monitors you can feed from like CJ and EGA cards. Most of them actually have a mode for monochrome cards. But then there are some monitors where they will produce different grey shades from the colour outputs. No, in this room, is there? I'm sure there's a room where you can like go underneath it and stuff to get like a health potion, but I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, we'll go on this until like 3:15 or something, and then we shall attempt to let's get out of there before those fall. That'll kill our frame rate. We don't want that. That's on the button, but that is this is where the game likes to bug out a little bit with picking items up. There's Allahu Akbar. Well, you know what I'm like with working in CRTs. I've sort of overcome my fear of it, but I don't find them very easy to follow. Now this is where we're going to come unstuck, because this fucking gamepad shit. Yeah, if I was on a keyboard, that jump wouldn't be too hard. But because we're on a gamepad, and it's unresponsive, and it's a horrible control layout, we might just never get past that jump. I have done it like a grand total of once. Oh, fuck off. There we go with the janky controls. But yeah, the SNES one does look a bit like they've expanded on it a bit. It looks quite similar though in EGA mode. Like if I was playing the EGA version, it would look sort of like a toned down take of the SNES version. We can just fall off that, it's only 1 floor high. I'm actually getting sound effects, I'm getting them intermittently. Like some of them are working and some of them aren't. Oh, my hearing's going. It's possible. See, I feel like there's a hole there, and that's where the health potion is. That's the one. It does have decent sort of music for what little it has, for like an 80s PC game. They did a good job. But yeah, as I say, I'm not particularly good at this game or anything. Even worse with the control pad. The alternative is to play a later version of the game that doesn't support my fucking sound card, so... Or like the system beeper, so it would just have no sound, and that to me is worse in many ways than having to put up with the bad controls. Start while those fall, enjoy the awful frame rates. Gotta just take a second to appreciate them, you know. Just remember how lucky we are. I've got a sword. There's nothing up. Well, there is a blue potion up the left-hand side, but you can't jump across to it, so I assume that's like a way back down or something. Oh, there's no dangerous here. This fucking jump, though. I mean, we could potentially jump over there. Yeah, you can make that kind of distance then, but... Oh, fuck off, I stood on there. You try and do this shit with a gamepad, man, it's... it's not easy. Especially with the lag. Who am I supposed to be swording? Yeah, the thing with the MT32, I don't have any way of hooking it up to this machine at the moment. There's like no MIDI card in there. It's not something I'd want to leave in permanently. It's something I could maybe look at learning it, like, one day. I mean, I'd like to sort of get decent at this game and stream it properly, but probably on a faster PC. Because we're going to start bashing people with swords in a minute. I can't remember where I have to go now. I don't think I had to go down from the sword room, did I? I can't actually remember. Certainly wouldn't have been down from here as well, the Persian was. Plus I know the spikes down there, so... And it certainly isn't down there. I'll figure it out. There's only so many places you can go. Howdy, Brussock. Yeah, a long time since I played this game, and I'm going far too easy now. Been far too cautious. Where's my fucking lighter? This is where we came in. Oh, that's right. That control lag though, it's like easily over a second of lag. I mean, it's a game that, when it does run well, has unresponsive controls already. Is there anything up there, do you think? Well, I don't know, but we'll find out. There's a ceiling we can't see. Yeah, just run off. There we go. There's what. But yeah, it's a game with like somewhat unresponsive controls to begin with. Try playing it on this. And the maze was subsequently blown up. Level 2, this is where I'm going to come unstuck. We've only just started and it's already all going to go horribly wrong. So I think there's a dude in the next room. Yeah, there is, and lots of these bloody slippy stones. No, I'm not pressing that, fuck off. Yeah, now we're going to get killy-hurted. So quite often you notice it registers more than one input when I bash the sword. I want to go down there, I want to hang off that ledge and see if there's anything good down there. Because maybe there is. Probably not, but we don't know if we don't try. Ah, jeez, not this crap. Oh, get yourself over there. That's it. Don't let go of the button. Yeah, I don't think we want to go down there. It's a bit of both. The combat's quite slow anyway in this. But it's definitely slower on this machine. But even on a faster machine, it does do that double input thing. Combat's broken in this game, I really do feel. One of these ain't a break. Oh, he won't step off that plate. That's neat. What the hell? I didn't know we could do that. That's new to me. I didn't know if you held the button when you were on one of them Foley tiles that it would grab the edge. No one ever told me about that. He sort of goes for the same school of how spikes works as Lara does, where they don't damage you like in certain conditions. Yeah, that is a 3 block wide gap. We're going to need quite a big jump to get across that, aren't we? with a fucking gamepad that is asking for trouble. Imagine building a place like this, man. Oh yeah, it's slightly gay-looking sword-wielding man again. Alright, enough with the swords. Tink. This is just comparing dick size of what's going on here. I got a bigger dick than you. When I was in the kids' one of the lads kept saying that, like, to everyone. It was like his favourite thing for a while. It was, for fuck's sake. We've been allied to death. No, get off them tiles. Haha! Now I know I can do that, I'm going to keep doing it. Oh, you bloody double input shit. I'll catch up with things in a second. Hang on. I'm trying to deal with dodgy combat mechanics. Well, depending on the serial port implementation, I suppose it'd probably be kind of decent. Or as decent as it can be of a serial. I have a serial Laplink cable somewhere. That is slow. I have used it to transfer files on machines that didn't have parallel, and it's quicker to just, like, you know, add a parallel port to the machine, like in those cases. You son of a bitch, you see what I mean? Using a gamepad in this game is not really the way to go. Definitely one of those that is better played on a keyboard. I'd say if it could do 4-button joypads, it would handle a lot better. But it doesn't, and so it doesn't handle better. Fucking hell, it's broken. Yeah, sword to the face. Sword to the sword. Go on, sword him in the groin. Look at one of those newfangled trans testicles. Is there a Persian here? Yeah, there is. Oh no, I won't be first in that way. I want spikes down there, was there? I want those to come up because I'm technically on the same floor. Yeah. I don't think there's anything out the left. I know there's like poison potions. Well, I don't think we're going that way. I think that might be an awful idea. We'll go this way. And that gate's timed. I think it's just that pressure pad that's over there. So that's the one. Every time you run off screen, the game loads. It's not the fastest thing on the planet. Now he's going to start, but I can't get the damn sword out before I fucking fall off. Because, you know, that's far. Tried running around with my sword, like, waving around all over the place, like, once, and they called the police. Yeah, it's that Persian, I think, that's on the left there. I think's the poison one. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. It does run alright. It runs better than maybe it should, but it's not scrolling the screen or anything, is it? The EGA version runs like ass, so it becomes unplayable very quickly if we play it with an EGA card. And it has no means to force graphics modes this game either, so we'll make it one further. I think we probably can. And they really wanted you to do the sword stuff in this level, didn't they? No, stop spamming swords. That's not going to get you anywhere. Stop it. I'm going to say we're going to take a hit here. Howdy, Takadon. We should have saved that damn potion. I thought it added more health. It didn't. Oh, nuts. There we go. What do you... Don't do that. Oh, this prince is an idiot. Well, I don't think he is the prince, is he? Well, not yet. He's just some guy who, like, wants to smash the princess. I'm not pressing that. Didn't I have problems with this when I was arsing around with it when I first got the machine? Wasn't I having problems where, like, the controls were acting up once I got to this section? Oh, that's nice. That implies good design, at least, that they might have tested this. Now, I'm assuming if I jump off the edge, I will make it 2 blocks. What a pointless little room. From what I recall, that was always application dependent. Like, some applications did, most of them, I remember having to set that sort of stuff up manually. Usually in the application itself. So I think it's largely application dependent. It's not sure why mice don't work on this machine, because the serial ports definitely work. It's just mice that don't. Well, he's got holes in his foot, but oh well. You know, you can't expect good things. This princess better be worth all this hassle. So if I get there and she don't put out, I'm throwing her in the maze. She can find a way around this. What on earth? If I fall off the damn ledge, I'm going to be furious. Oh, there's stuff up here. I could probably make that jump, you know. Shall we go for it? Well, we're going for it. Let's see what's over here. Proceed with caution. I don't trust anything in this game. It's another sword bastard. Frame rate's poor in this room for some reason. I'm waiting for them to hide spikes under these broken tiles, because I know it's coming. Ah, bashy, bashy, bash. His name is Bashir. He will bash you with his sword. Got a bigger dick than you. So just no input, like, at that point. We're going to die, because the game's just not listening to the buttons I'm pressing. Someday I might do a good ending run of it. I don't think I'll be doing it today. Ah, we're all the way back here. Isn't that just glorious? I'm so fucking happy about that. Oh, wonderful. I didn't even get a chance to get my fucking dick out and he's already fucking hitting me. Alright, enough with the fucking inputs. Alright, there we go. I do like this game, but it is pretty busted sometimes. It is, of course, worse because of the machine we're playing it on, but even though I play it on a fast machine, as I say, I've always found the controls to be quite unresponsive. In the time period it comes from, then, you know, there's not very much I can do about it. Like, you know, it was kind of normal for games to just be janky on PCs in the 80s. That's why Captain Comic's so unusual, just purely because it... I'm leaning down more than up. You can stop with the jumping. Yeah, the synths are doing their job pretty well. I need to get back to writing music and stuff. Unfortunately, just had a bad power supply for my Presler I had to replace the old one, I bought a new one, and it, yeah, it was dodgy. And then died on me, so... That's alright. It's getting replaced. It's interesting how Seasonic don't make that one, because it's a Seasonic branded supply. I didn't even press the button. That first, like, swipe with the sword. Yeah, it's a Seasonic branded supply, and it's not theirs. They didn't make it. They're reselling other supplies now. I'm gonna say, we're gonna get sorted. You unresponsive piece of shit. Well, I'll press the button to continue. I'm rolling a cigarette fast. You're starting to annoy me, kid. There's a certain amount I can put down to the PC and a certain amount that is just the game, like not listening to the buttons I'm pressing. It plays better with a keyboard, but you ain't keyboarding this version of the game. Oh, of course, you can't just let me sit here and roll a cigarette, you've got to nag. I don't like games like putting penalty in like that. It was the norm to do, like well into the 90s even, but it always pissed me off. Why it's like, look, I need a break, I need to get a drink or a smoke or something, and I did, hurry up and pay attention to me or I'm going to end your game. It's like, no, you aren't the fucking, like, the world don't revolve around you game. Fuck you. Like, you can't be fucking greedy like that. I'm going to leave that. I can come back for it if I need it. Because when I'm drinking it isn't going to do anything right now. I could have just walked across them, but it's boring. This is the jump room, isn't it? It is. And then we have sword guy number 2. Again, he swipes his sword without me asking him to, and then he does a double input. The fucking controls, man, they don't work. They don't fucking work. Let's kill this dipshit so I can get on with the fucking level. Those who are slowing the PC down would make it easier, but it'll also fuck us up with the controls. I swear, you need like a 386 to play this game properly. See, if I do come back and play this properly someday, like to completion, I will be doing it on a much faster PC, just to negate a lot of the issues. I just can't get it hitting now. Game has decided it doesn't care about my inputs anymore. So, yeah, what do you know? Sure. Yeah, that's great. Can't even get a swing in the time it takes for him to swing his. That's totally fair. That's great game design right there. Fucking fantastic. Right, Bashir, are you going to fucking die on me, or am I going to have to fucking drill holes in the hard drive to get rid of you? Because we'll do it one way or another. Yeah, I can't even get a hit, and look at this. You're going to say that's my fault? Then fuck you, because you're wrong, it ain't. So I'm going to leave it alone soon anyway, I'll play something else. And then I'll switch to the EGA card. I will play through Duke Nukem 1 on this at some point. Just say I did. Come on, Bashir, do something, you fucking dickhead. Yo, you can hit him. Do you want to fuck off? You fucking... Like it uses the background light thing for the red flash. There's not enough applications ever use that. Like you can set the background colour on like this 4-colour CGA thing. So like, you know, you have your, I can't remember the palette numbers, but for some reason this like magenta and cyan high intensity palette is like the most popular one. And you have the white there, but the black is like a definable colour. Like you can define whatever colour you want out of the 16 colours it can display. Well, I think out of 8 colours, actually. I'm sure the intensity thing is... Well, no, because it's not high intensity black, is it? Like, that's low intensity black that it's displaying. Or maybe you can only pick out of the low intensity colours. We'll have to see what colour the red is. That might give us an indication, because you'd think, yeah, it's high intensity red. But then the Persian, I think, is low intensity, so yeah, maybe you can pick out of all 16 colours. I'm not sure about it. I'm not a graphics programmer, I don't know these things. All I can do is observe what I see. I have a vague idea of what signals are coming out of the card. Because the bastardizer is doing its job and converting those into analog, and seems to do a decent job of it, if I do say so myself. Need something with brown in it just to show off that we can do that. I'm sure I've used this version of the bastardizer on this channel already. I'm sure it's already been seen here. I'm going to say it's not going to jump. At least there's that little ledge down there, but I mean, it's just seems to get worse the longer the game runs. Actually, I think I found that back when I'd like first set the system up, and I was arsing around in a Discord call. I'm sure I'd remarked the same thing back then, that it seemed to get worse the longer the game ran. Which is what I mean. It'll run okay, but I think you probably need a faster PC to really play it. Oh, fuck you, Bashir. I don't know if the dude has a name, we'll just call him Bashir. It sounds kinda Arabian. And like I say, Bash is you, so is Bashir. So that would have killed me if I'd have fallen down there. That gate's timed, isn't it? Jump back on the lot. Through the gate and then I'll read. Do we have another sword guy? We do, but he ain't going to move yet. Well, I mean, that's probably adequate. I mean, it's certainly going to do better than average dial-up connection speeds, so I would consider that doing its job and then some. Fuck you, Bashir. No one likes you with your cyan turban. Looks like a motorcycle helmet that is lifted up because of the graphics. Like he's got a motorcycle helmet stuck on top of his head. He don't put it over his face. I can't wait to get a moped. It's going to be so fucking brilliant. Right, that's health. That blue one, that is something that Bashir probably took a leak in or something. We don't want to drink that. It makes us lose health. I thought I wasn't going to make it then. I was going to like, you motherfucker. Because the game wants you to play like you're on a grid, but then the movement isn't totally like you're on a grid, so... things don't always work as planned. I think we'll move on to playing something else anyway. I'm gonna, speaking of the shear taking a leak, I'm gonna run and do that myself. I'll be back in a moment. See, I do like this game, but it does have some bullshit about it. I thought I couldn't quit then, but it's just not listening to my key presses, which figures. I think we've established the game likes to do that sort of thing. That's really, I'd recommend just having a 386 for that one. It sort of gets around the issue a bit. Oh, I got a breakout clone. I can do this because I'm on CGA. Might cause the sync to invert. No, it doesn't. When was this made? It doesn't say, does it? The colour graphics adapter. Well, you can play it on a monochrome screen, apparently. The files have dates. 1999. 1932. 1984. Might be 1984. I don't know. I don't think it says anywhere. It's not a very good game. We'll get to see some CGA snow happening at least. What are the controls again? I know they're meant for, yeah. They're intended to work with one of those Model F keyboards or whatever it is. So, it feels a bit weird on one of these. You get used to it. There's only 2 buttons, and so you just don't move your fingers like off the buttons, and it sort of feels natural. Or it does feel weird. This is a UK layout keyboard, and a lot of pinball games used to use / and Z, because obviously on a US keyboard the backslash is where the top half of the UK's return key is, and so you know, that's a little bit sort of dodgy. Like, it always just felt off that there was another key there. But really like these UK keyboards, but well, that's what I had to hand, so that's what we'll use. I don't know. Depends. I'm sure it wraps around somewhere around there, because I've seen them set to 1900 before. What the hell? What was it again? Insert, that's the one. So you see, the layout would make more sense if we were on a Model F keyboard, but we're not. So I guess that kind of suggests the age of the game. And why is the intensity of the blocks flashing? It isn't anymore. But yeah, it's why, you know, I think PCs got better in the 90s by a long fucking way. Well, this sort of thing's neat and all, but it's just, it's not up to the same standard. You know, on a 386 even, you can do a hell of a lot more than you can do on these. I mean, I should bloody think so, given the amount of yards between the two CPUs. I'm sure there's something in this game that stops the ball getting on top of the blocks. I've never seen it go up there. Like, it seems to fall through them. The angle from the paddle is way too shallow as well than I'd expect. I mean, it doesn't control bad, it just doesn't control quite how you'd expect it to. I mean, it was quite close to the edge, you know, like there. You would expect it to go off at about 45 degrees, and it doesn't. Oh, it removed that block with the black border. I think they just had more points. It's not like, say, DX Ball or something where you have, like, power-ups. Like, it really is all you can do is knock the blocks out. It's probably running in some kind of text mode, I would think. Doesn't seem like the sort of thing would be in the graphics mode. Maybe it is. It's having all the colours that would... Oh, for fuck's sake. Colours actually look a bit weird in this game, to me. Howdy, last sigil. We'll see visible fuzz in a moment. I'll play some of that, will cause loads of it. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole game. I think that it's only the background colour that changes, and that's really about it. And so you just play it until you've got as many points you want, or until you run out of bollocks. I mean, I suppose it's pretty novel, like, in its time. It's, it hails from the days when the PC was still well and truly a business machine. It was to do jobs, not to run games. Oh, my pedal got stuck then. It does feel weird pressing the caps lock to make something move. That was my fault. For some reason I forgot to let go of the insert key. Yeah, that's what those blocks do. That wasn't my fault, that got stuck. My key fiddler better not be going faulty. That's made out of garbage. It got stuck again. Oh, I'm knocking the 0 key. That's why. It's my fat hand. Because that's also inside. Yeah, I'm not even sure the 6845's really meant to do these kind of modes, is it? It's like they sort of carried it over from the MDA card, but I'm not sure how colour graphics that chip was really meant to be. Some of the clone cards seem to have a slightly different part number, and I almost wonder if it's like a slightly modified version of the IC. I'm not sure what they would change, but it wouldn't surprise me. Seems like the sort of thing that would happen. When it's later cards especially, they sort of went off and just did their own bloody thing, especially once they started reducing the chip count. You know, we started seeing ASICs happen, and they started being able to do all kinds of stuff. This one's a pretty early CGA clone, so it's still big and full of a lot of components. And then I have my Paradise one that's pretty much a single chip solution, and it can do some modes that regular CGA cards couldn't. None of which are very useful, but it has them. I'm trying to remember if it supports something like that's a weird like quasi-EGA mode or something. Shit. Square with it. The angles are just so weird. It just doesn't move in the way you expect it to. No, I need you to go to the right. I'm nervous of getting it on the edge because it will go through the paddle. Yeah, it's a clunky solution. CG, a lot of things are on early PCs, I find. I still just can't get over how the 6845's like a Motorola companion chip. It's meant to go with like 6800s. And I almost wonder if that's like a holdover from when IBM were designing the PC, because they did think about using a Motorola CPU at one time. They thought about using damn near everything, didn't they? Let's see what else we got. There you go, you want some CGA snow? We'll get lots of CGA snow going on. Ah, yeah, there we go. That is fucking glorious quality right there. That's just grand, that. That is more fucking snow than the average goddamn Finnish winter, I think. Oh, great, they've called the police. I didn't even do anything yet. I don't hate the ghosts if I can help it, because that just sends them back to the middle and then they can come back out. Like, I can't just leave them stuck like that and then they can't do out to you. Except that brown one. I'll try and get the cherry. I wanted to pop some cherries, damn it. It's got to be getting close to like Tetris levels of having ports, Pac-Man. I think it exists on nearly every system in one form or another, doesn't it? Cherry popper, there we go. I mean, it's not as widespread as Tetris, but it's got to be getting up there. Move, you yellow freak. Jeez, man. How many close calls do you want? Pushed our luck a bit on that one, I think. Yeah, it's a modern game, this one. It probably was written on an emulator. But then this card's also the snowiest CGA card I've ever seen, so that might also have something to do with it. I'll go back for those video wafers down there later. I think they're called video wafers. This is what they're called in the Atari 2600 version. All them ghosts were on top of each other. Bloody ghost orgy happening in the game. Not something I wanted to think about. I do wonder what it feels like to have sex as a ghost. I do like Galaga. I was actually talking about that just before I started the stream. How I should dig the Atari 7800 out on here one day and see if I can still roll the score over in that game. It's one of the few games on an Atari system that I still think is worth spending any amount of bloody time in. For the most part, I really don't think those systems... I don't think they're, like, bad necessarily, but they just don't hold your attention as well as maybe they used to. Like, they've shown their age. You know, it's sort of like when a woman goes into her 50s, like, she might be able to sort of still look kind of young through her 40s, but by 50 all the wrinkles are on show and there's nothing she can do about it no more. The Atari's gotten to that point. It's just the games on it, man. They don't fucking... They're not very engaging. This game definitely uses a text mode. I think it even says in the documentation how it does it. It's like some weird, undocumented or seldom used mode or something. Man, I didn't know the pitch of them changed. They're getting angry with me. It's not very nice. Yeah, like I say, not that many of them that hold my attention anymore. Food Fight, Desert Falcon and Galaga is about it. And I want to play Impossible Mission, but it is broken on the 7800. You can't complete it, so... I never played it as far as it could be played, I don't think, so I'd like to do that and then just go to the Master System version. That one still has the voice from ESS in it, anyway. Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever. Destroy him, my robots. Yeah, it has that problem with saturation where there's just too many games that are basically the same. I think I'd still rather be stuck with an Atari than a goddamn NES. Hey, the Atari sounds terrible, but it has a sort of charm to it sounding terrible, while the NES just sounds like somebody's trying to rape a cat. I don't like the noise. It's awful. Okay, we'll try one more maze and then we'll find something else to do with it. The hell was that noise? Are these ghosts deploying new fucking tactics or something I don't know about? I don't know. Evil. Evil ghosts. Why can't you just rest in peace and leave the living alone? I didn't do anything to you. But I know I had to take a shit behind that tree. I didn't realise that was your grave. It wasn't marked. I didn't want to disrespect you. Yeah, Yeah, just give me a Master System, it'll kick the shit out of both of them, easily. It does have some decent games on the NES, but not that, it's mostly kind of trashy. I mean, the Master System's kind of the same in that regard, it just doesn't give me bloody earache. Unfortunately, again, though, it does have a similar problem in regards to... Fuck off, there's no video wafers left, is there? Oh, there's one. But yeah, it does the same thing where people are lazy, and so you end up with really high-pitched music on that. Whereas on the NES, it's just, let's just use triangle waves for everything, where you read the documents for any synthesizer that has a triangle waveform, and it tells you, like, oh, don't use that for, like, melodic reasons, it'll sound shit, and it does. And then they always set the envelope for the pulse wave to be like a low duty cycle pulse with that kind of ramp on it, so it just like meow, meow, meow. It's like... At least on the Master System, just stuck with 50% like duty cycle, no matter what. Unless you do periodic noise. Not many people did that. Yeah, there you go, 2011, that game. He has a little rant about, you know, FOSS and stuff, which I guess is kind of makes sense. Do we have any other CGA stuff? I think we do. I think we have a fucking maze game that I'm not very good at. So we can fiddle in that, I guess, for a minute. I got my ass handed to me in this game, it's rigged. Yeah, the Japanese Master System had an FM chip in it as well. Try and avoid FM synthesis if I could help it. Plus I don't think people ever utilised it very well. It sort of shared a similar fate to like the PCs, like FM chips, where people just didn't push it that hard. Right. Labyrinth. Peter Booth for the PC Plus Super Disc. I don't know what Super Disc shit's all about. Some magnesium hydroxide. It's like swallowing liquid chalk. And it sort of looks like runny jizz. Yeah, PC Plus Super Disc, I don't know what he means by that. Nagging a day's software. Well, I would put it in beginner mode. I like some of the noises the SID chip makes in the C64. But I don't like working with it. I've written one song for that chip in like all the years I've had opportunities to, and did not enjoy working with it. It's such a horrible thing to work with. Unyieldy. Well, I got the upgraded gun. You see what I mean about it being rigged? I've just walked into a goddamn Wraith. Did you see a Wraith? Did you fucking see one? Fuck no, you didn't see a Wraith. The Famicobra. Now me and that Wraith probably tried to step on that tile at the same time. I have gotten one time in all my years to a point where I could see the exit in this game. Oh, you son of a bitch. It's random whether your shots hit. Sometimes you get real lucky and it just deals hit after hit. It's weird, it's one of the few games that uses the background thing extensively. Oh, get bent! Yeah, you bump into a wraith and you're dead immediately unless you have a shield. And then you get a few hits, but it teleports you to a random position in the maze. I don't think it tells you that anywhere. So basically, this game is down to luck. And when I... See, I had a hit twice there. Oh, it's a flip maze game. But yeah, it's... the one time I got to see the exit, I didn't have any ammo and I couldn't find any in the maze. And... so I couldn't exit. And the wraiths move around, so eventually you can end up locked in place. Like another wraith could appear in that hallway I was just in, and he could appear right in front of me, and so, you know, we could end up where... I don't know what that was about. But you could end up where you're just trapped, and you just basically stood there waiting for death. And there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, fuck you. See what I mean? Not far, this game. It's not at all far. Playing in practice mode, the wraiths can't move, but then it feels kind of cheap. And they can still spawn behind you and stop you from being able to complete the game. I mean, it's written by, like, one dude, probably, like, over the weekend for a magazine or something. I've never seen anyone else play this. Probably for good reasons. I don't know what year it's from either. It might say in the text file. Oh, we got the shield this time and the upgraded gun. And we got sent somewhere random. I'm guessing a wraith hit me or something. See, there's 4 keys that we have to find. 4 skins. I think there's 4. And then the exit will appear somewhere in the maze. The maps are damn near useless, and we've just been hit by a wraith. Honestly, I do better just memorising my way around. I'm not too bad with that kind of thing. That's a key. So that's 1 of 4. But we don't know where the exit is, and you can't find it until you've got all the keys. Now, when I did get the exit, it was around here. My shot missed and he got me. Oh, for fuck's sake, you spawned me right on top of one, you cunt. You see what I mean? Yeah, this is where the exit was, like right there, when I got it that one time. Ah, oh, you son of a whore. I don't know what a roguelike RPG is. There's a game I played in the early 2000s that I've never been able to find, and as far as I know, it was never released. And I wish I'd kept a copy of it. Like, it just got lost. Because the copy I had, I'm sure I learned it from a friend. And I'll get fucked, game. My shield is used up, so next time we get hit in the arse by a wraith, it's game over. But yeah, it was about some bloke who went down the pub. It was clearly made in this country. And his girlfriend got kidnapped or something. I think he went off to take a piss or something. When he came back, she was gone, and he was trying to figure out where she'd gone and everything. And you had to find the people who'd taken her and everything. it clearly wasn't finished, because I remember on the last level, like, it had all this rain and shit. It looked distinctly early 2000s, like the graphic style. It was sort of grimy looking. But I remember the raindrops were just white squares, like, flickering in and stuff. And, like, the sky was broken on the last level. And yeah, it was like, you know, you had to go and bash these people to death and everything. And I was told the game had been banned, but I think it was more just that, do I have enough characters to do that? I do. I think it was just more that it never saw release. It really had the vibe of something made by, like, university students or something. I don't remember it having a title screen, so God knows what it was called. See, I'll skip NES Zelda and I will play the SNES one, I think. If you enjoyed this game and want to see more like it, then a contribution of £5 to Peter Booth of Megan Adair's Software would be greatly appreciated. Megan Adair's Software, Caldwell House, Stoulton, Worcestershire, WR7 4RL. Should we send him a letter, see if he's still there? I'm tempted. It's quite cheap to send paper mail in this country, so I might send a letter there, just see if the dude's still there. Complain about his game, like it's on fire, you get killed by rates you can't see, you jerk. I think this game's meant to run on a Turbo XT though, because it feels too slow at 4.7 MHz and then gets too fast on machines that are much quicker. It's available at the time of contribution. However, no guarantee can be made that such a game will ever exist, as the author is in full-time education. It is a contribution, not a purchase. Oh, well, that's nice of him, so I might actually not send you it, and maybe if I just don't fucking feel like it. Well, at least he's been honest. It's better than half the publishers we have now. Well, I don't think I have any more CGA shit. Let's do some EGA, I think. Yeah, I mean, Battle Chess is CGA capable. I don't want to play around with that. Leisure Suit Larry's supposed to be CGA capable, but I will start that just to... is that it, or is it Sierra? Or is it LL? What? I don't use that. I will see what fucking happens. Yeah, you don't get fucking colour. It's like, oh no, we only do composite CGA. I don't have composite output on my card. And even when you plug it into a composite output, it doesn't work right, so... Sierra fucked up. You need a card to play this. I'd rather play it on my 286 anyway. So yeah, Larry ain't happening. Alright, let me turn the game off then. Well, it's not accessing my drive, I'll just turn the machine off. This out the way first so I can get to Turbo XT. Still need to image them super count discs, don't I? You can live there for now, CNT. Okay, let's switch to EGA. It's the one on top of my scanner. Wouldn't usually have EGA in this machine, but we'll do it just for now. And I'll do it when I get round to streaming Duke Nukem 1 on it. But, yeah, I'm not going to be here too long today. I have, like, other things that needs to be done. I just felt doing a stream because I haven't done one in a long time. So yeah, maybe I'll try and do Atari 7800 next time, and then we'll maybe get on to long overdue, like, Banjo-Kazooie stuff. Because I said I would do that every Christmas, and it's just never worked out. So I guess we'll just do it sort of March, April time this year. Right, don't lose the cables. Just wrap the audio cable around them in the hopes that that will stop them wandering off on their own. Buzzy, buzzy, buzz. It makes buzzing noises when I touch it. Right. Now let's get this piece of shit out of here. And swap the video card. It's quite heavy, this machine. Weighs quite a lot. And a lightweight. It'd be even heavier if we had a 5-inch hard drive. Banjo Tooie, yeah, you see now, I probably will. I don't like Banjo Tooie, so I probably will cheat. I say I want to play to the end of it, but I fucking despise it. I did try to stream it once, and I think I got to Witchy World and just went, oh, this can fuck off. Because my tolerance to low frame rates is better than most people's, but when the game's running at like 3 frames a second, and I'm having to do something precise, that's taking the piss. That you put that into a game in the 2000s. They should have just fucked that off and finished fucking Dino Planet and would have been better off for it. Plus then I would have got to look at Crystal, so I'd have been a lot happier. Honestly, I do still think if Dino Planet had come out, that probably would have had dodgy effects. This thing really strongly has that 80s, like, cheap electronic smell about it, this machine. I wish I could transfer smells through the internet, because I quite enjoyed the smell. But yeah, I do think if Dinosaur Planet had actually come out, it would have had effects on my young developing brain. I probably would have ended up being a furry. I don't like what they did to her design in Star Fox Adventure. They just made her look like a whore. It was just an IP grab by Nintendo, wasn't it? Supreme! Really isn't. The compatibility is terrible on this CGA card. Well, we'll go over to EGA now. What are the dip switch settings? I think I just turn them upside down on 5 and 6. So we go for 5061. I use a screwdriver. It's a bit big, but okay. Well, that should do EGA. I'll test before I put the lid back on, that might be smart. Now I'll just run on assumptions. Yeah, my N64 has the stupid extra RAM thing. Yeah, let's see. What can we do with this? I'll tilt it up so you can see inside. I'm just going to run on the assumption that I've got the switches in the right spot. And if I haven't, then I'll look silly because I'll have to pull it out again. But yeah, you'd think the extra RAM, it should run less worse. I suppose we could just try removing it. The game might look worse, but if it's doing like lower resolution textures, it might actually run better. Whether it's supposed to or not, certainly give it a shot. I think Dino Planet uses the expansion pack, doesn't it? I can't remember. Shame that didn't come out. Certainly the better of the two games. Ah, you bastard, get on there. That's got to be under that. And then we have to slip it over the game port cable. Bit of an art form to getting this cover on. How commonplace was this chassis? I've seen loads of them. They all have different branding stickers on. With it being the original sticker, I don't want to take it off and put one of mine there. And I actually quite like it because it just sounds cheap. Fucking Dow Products International. So, oh yeah, that has got to be a quality product right there. That's for sure. That sounds like a high quality operation. Totally not a fly-by-night company, you know. Going over to EGA, is I would maybe leave it in there, but some games are just forced to run in EGA when the card's present and they perform bad, so it means I can't play them on it anymore. And then obviously you also have problems with like some CGA stuff will no longer work. So for the most part this machine lives on CGA except for occasions. It'd be nice if I could figure out a way of making it think it's not EGA capable for like those titles that, you know, will go EGA and then perform bad. Maybe we can bullshit it. Somewhere. Feed it false information. Feels like that socket's coming loose. It's only for the ad-libs, so it's not going to kill the machine or anything if it does break off. Just solder a new one on, I guess. It does. It's not a big deal. So that way I haven't put the screw in properly, which is not entirely unlikely, I guess. Fucking hell. That goes there and that goes in there. I think I put the dip switches in the wrong place. Oh jeez. Give me a minute. Now that's all FFmpeg stuff. I'm not interested in that. What? Oh no, there it is. What's it beeping about? I'm not actually sure. Seems slow. Is the turbo on? It is. Yeah, what we learnt, didn't we, that if I go in here, should be somewhere near the midpoint of like 3.0 there. Like, yeah, we have where it says C8 there. If we'd done that when we were, hold on. Where's my fucking... Yeah, that's C8 there. Like, that's the CGA, the EGA bias. If we're on the EGA card, it'll be F0. The system bias does that instead. I don't know what it was beeping angrily about. I assumed the switch positions were wrong, but apparently not, because it has started. And it didn't report an error. I'm tempted to reset it just to see if it does anything, but then it might not start back up again, so maybe I should just ignore the problem and assume that it's not very important. Hey, there is one thing I wanted to do, and I wanted to see if we got extra colours in this. What was the name of my thing? CPU BW. Cal, I think was the name. Yeah, does this have any EGA support at all? Because it's 1985, so it might be just new enough to have some EGA support. Well, we have different colour. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. No, we don't get any more colours in this mode. It changes the colour of the UI a bit, but actually it's weird because it... Like, why do we get magenta on an EGA card and we get red on a CGA card, but we don't get any more colours total? Oh yeah, this EGA card loves doing that. That blink function was never properly implemented. That's correct. No. It's D. What do you mean invalid parameter? Get fucked. I did type the same command earlier and it did nothing, but I don't think it bothers to check if you're on that drive, so God knows why it did that. Piece of junk. Oh geez, I had a load runner installed. We could have done that on CGA. Well, we didn't. We'll do that another day, I guess. We'll do this instead. The thing with this is version 5, and it has shit music compared to the earlier version, and some other music's missing. I just knocked the video bastardizer. Luckily, video bastardizer don't vary car that much. I suppose we should change that. Oops. As we now changed to using like I need to play Captain Comic 2 someday. I didn't know there was an N64 one. This might not work. So whoa, what was that ripple on the text? Music just ain't the same. Like, it's not bad, it's just not as good as the original, like, music. And you don't have the little bit there when you enter the world anymore. But it uses, oh crap. I think it uses a 186 instruction for the joystick detection on the older version. It crashes the machine. And it's not like my machine's the problem, because it mentions it in the README file. Like that, yeah, some machines lock up. And he fixed it, so I can't really complain that much. But hey, sure, this game really does stand out against its contemporaries. Like, it's just better than a lot of what was around at the time. Like, by a long way. I'll try and complete this before I end the stream. I'll have to go away and eat and stuff, so I can't be here all night, pig. Ah, you son of a bitch. Well, that's how fast oh fucking hell of the game. Oh fucking hell. I've got to get used to the control lag again. I wish I could get rid of that red tint that you get on there. I think I'm overcompensating with the blue a bit, with the looks of things, but... See, it looks fine on my monitor. That's the thing. That's somewhere in the capture setup that gets in. I'm sure it's what... Ah, fucking hell! I might just reset, because I've got, like, not many lives left. We'll try and do it. Yeah, I think it gets in somewhere in the scaler, and I've opened that, and there's no adjustment pots inside it, unfortunately, so I had to make something. Annoyingly, the DB15 cables are actually really, like, they're not strip board friendly. A lot of people now are just, oh, fuck off, just have a board fabricated. No! I don't do that. What we could do, though, is we could use, there's like, they do little sort of breakout things with screw terminals. You could use a couple of them and just fit them into the side of a butter case. Yeah, I use butter cartons. Well, project boxes are hard to buy now, and when you find them, they're really expensive. I remember looking at ones for the bastardizer, and just a plain black one was like, sort of like 20 quid. It's like, I'm not paying that for a plastic fucking box. But I do eat butter every week, so I'm not going to run out of butter cartons. I don't eat the spreadable stuff, unfortunately, now. Mine comes in foil, but everyone else I know buys some form of spreadable butter or something that comes in a similar carton, so they don't usually want those. So you just get it out the bin. Well, it likes a project box. If I cared that much, I could just paint it black and probably know what to tell the difference from a distance. It isn't the same, is it? Oh, fucking hell. I don't know, it's probably just my immature mind, but I do hear cuss words in this game. Like, you know, the dying is in fucking hell when you get hit that diddle. It's fucking hell. I just picture it as like Captain Comic is uttering that in his space. But fucking hell. By God, bastards. There's like some Russian knockoff of this game, isn't there, that modifies the graphics. I should play that someday. I don't think it changes the layouts or anything, but might be interesting to give it a go. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play it, but I don't think it's any different. I don't think they changed anything other than the tiles. And presumably the text at the start of the game now refers to something different. Weird. The door sounds different in this revision. It's smoother, like it has a distinct step to it in the old one. Whereas in this it actually sounds bendy. Well, the chicken nuggets can keep chasing us. They aren't that fast, and while the game's loading 4 of them, it can't put anything else on the screen, so I can't stand around forever. So that jump's one of them things where when I was a kid that would defeat me, and it actually took me quite a while to get past it. It was like, oh damn, this jump's impossible. And it's not even remotely difficult, really. I really should actually be shooting things just because I'm low on lives. Like, shooting lots of enemies would be a good way to fix that problem. Just purely because, like, if you shoot enough of them, it'll give you an extra life. Like, it's based on score. And there are some places, like, in the game where you can totally just sort of life farm it. I thought I was going to get fucking health then, but I didn't. I'm shocked. We should get the treasure soon. I think that gives us a life. Well, the ice cream, whatever it is. Looks like ice cream. You son of a bitch. So I get a shield at full health. That's an extra life as well. I really probably should have just restarted the game. This is probably going to end badly. But it's just a game, there's no penalty for losing at it other than you have to play the game again. I like this game, so it's not going to upset me too much. Ice cream. I'm in the money. I've got some money. I'm rich and you're poor, so fuck you, you peasant. I didn't say this shit, I'm fucking broke. There we go, we got a life from the score. So I understand that when they tell people who play a lot of video games to get a life, you think they're probably just going to misinterpret it and just sit there collecting coins in, like, Mario or something. And then wonder why their parents get mad at them, like, you didn't do as I told. It's like, well, yeah, I did. Like, I did exactly what you told me to do. I hate those blue balls. Oh, I hate them. They're horrible things. I swear one is rigged to spawn, like at the end of this walkway where the corkscrew is. That was close. It's close. So this actually has input lag, a bit like the Prince of Little Perisher did, but oh cunt. But it's less of an issue in this game. IBM AT, well, we don't need one of those. We're doing it just fine on an XT. Yeah, this game's pretty solid. My D-pad jammed. I don't know, you might have heard that click, like got stuck, like raised up in its housing. But yeah, this sort of machine, it is, to me, quite interesting. It's, you know, I'm working on a video about it and stuff, and I think the words I use in that was something to the effect of that it's a bit like buying one of them model engines, where it's not as useful as buying just a generic, like, engine off the shelf or something, because you can actually use those to get shit done. But, well, that was a rip-off. But at the same time, you know, if you have an interest in engines, the model engine's, like, arguably more fun than sometimes, because you can see how it works, you can see how it operates, and that's good in its own right. And XTs are a bit like that, because there's no... I mean, some of the later ones obviously are highly integrated, quite sophisticated, but these, like, older generic clones like this, you can quite literally just see how the PC works as soon as you take the lid off. You know, everything's its own set of ICs and glue logic, and so you can really see how, like, the interrupts are hooked up and the DMAs are hooked up, and how the memory's all wired up and addressed and everything. And that's like a certain thing you just don't get with later machines, which are certainly a lot more useful than these. These things are just not... You can't use them for a hell of a lot. They're not the most capable thing on the planet by a long way. Almost anything it can do is going to be surpassed by a more powerful system from later on. But my 286 would take this fucking thing outside and just slap it upside the head so fucking hard it's not even funny, but nowadays it doesn't matter. If I want to get important shit done, I have an Intel Xeon right there, you know. I'm not using the machine to do important shit that I want to get done quickly. I'm using it for, like, you know, enjoyment, entertainment. And because I'm a bit of a fucking nerd, I find that whole thing of being able to see what it's doing, like, quite entertaining. Pause the game in a second to read things and roll a cigarette. Which one's the pause button? Whoops. There, that's the pause button. Roll the smoke. The dial-up stats dialogue in Windows 98 isn't as detailed as that. Nah. No, it really isn't. There's one thing 98 lacks as well, is that it doesn't have a stat thing like that for Ethernet. There used to be a tool that added one, but I don't remember the name of that utility. But yeah, it's not very detailed. Yeah, I mean, it could totally work. There's no reason you can't build a copy of one of these. I do have to wonder about, like, chipsets and stuff, though, to be honest, whether it might be better emulating the chipset and the glue logic now. Like, you know, how much do FPGAs cost, and how much could you do with something like an FPGA? It's not like the clocks are that fast, or like there's that much been thrown around or anything. You maybe might be possible. Like how extensive are the capabilities of those things? Oh, you see, this is where we meet those hornets. Oh fucking hell! Yeah, the game's fucking helling us out of existence now. I'm in the money. Well, we haven't got a game over yet. Ah, shit. It's not nice sometimes, this game. Oh, that was rigged. That was rigged. Should be a door here. Oh, fuck you, blind deals. There's the door. Yeah, if I do get game overs, it usually is in these caves. One thing I think that would have been nice is if the corkscrew was like switchable, so you could turn it on and off. I mean, the game works fine without that feature, but it would have been a nice feature. It would have made the game like a little easier. Shit. Probably have time for one more attempt at it if I get over on it. Maybe we'll turn the clock down. We'll try and do it hardcore at like 4.7 megahertz. Take me a moment to readjust to the controls though, because there is significant amounts of lag on the input. It's not Prince of Persia levels by any means, but it's definitely a bit laggy. Like, there's a noticeable delay there. I outsmarted you. Stupid blind eels. Ah, shit. It's fine, I got an extra life. It was totally worth it. Totally worth it. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I hate the blind eels. Now we go on to the next game over spot, which is the fucking whatever the building is at the other end of this fucking beside the seaside land. I mean, this is clearly like a pier or something. So I don't know what that other building is. I mean, that what we've been in is clearly the cave. But, yeah, the building at the other end, I don't know what it's supposed to be. File names probably have some hints at it. We can try and figure that out when I exit the game. I'll have a look, see if I can figure out what it's referred to as. Because everything else is, except the pipe one, is fairly self-explanatory as to what it's meant to be. That area, though, is not. It feels like it's more industrial, maybe. It's like maybe a warehouse on a dock or something. I mean, I'll get fucked. That should have hit him. You know, it's the thing, a lot of these old games, the setting is really kind of ambiguous. It's not like you have a lot of, like, pixels and stuff to convey these things. I mean, it's just kind of like the level in the game. I don't think you're supposed to give it much more thought than that, but who knows. So that's why I usually shoot in advance, so one time I don't, I nearly get murdered on the platform. If I can make it to 100,000, I should get another extra life. And so if I can make it to the end of the warehouse or whatever it is, then we probably will be stood there for a while as I try and garner a life or two. Wow, that was weird, he jumped backwards. Oh, crap. Crap! We will be back more proper with this machine someday. Like I say, this is a bit impromptu, just wow, I ain't done this in a while, so I'd rather do something sort of off the record, as it were, just to fucking figure out streaming again and make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, just pick the shield up. Shouldn't be too far to 100,000 lives if I can just make it to the end room of this area. Yeah, I mean, these are storage crates, like, surely, so it's got to be a warehouse. But do the files call it a warehouse? If I ever do, like, go back to learning, like, C, I would like to write something like this game. You know, it would basically just be a Captain Comic clone that I would make. Haha, you can't get me up here, beach balls. Now what you're going to do, that Hornet can get me, though. Bastards! Die! Agam! 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 You watch those fucking bastards die! I really didn't want to take damage, but I took damage, and there's no going back. I do think they actually got the mechanic with the shields and stuff right in this game, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't think it skimps or anything. See, they don't look blue on my monitor. I think it's more like the capture setup that's doing it. Can't really move the camera over here, unfortunately. I'm going to stand here a little while, try and get another life. I think it depends on the modem and shit. 4.2K sounds pretty good for dial-up downloads to me, though. And to be honest, I'd certainly consider that usable. Like, you know, for the sort of files you want to be downloading onto, like, old PCs and stuff. You know, I certainly could download an Ethernet driver or something through that, couldn't you? Like, it wouldn't take very long. It's not you had your own, like, server, as it were. Yeah, we're just going to sit here doing this for a while. Try and get another life. Yeah, it was never quick. Dial-up. Well, that should be good enough for what it has to do. Have seen it go faster. I'm sure I've seen it go quicker than that, but I'm not sure what sort of indicator that was, and there's certainly a thing with like effective speeds and things. If you're pulling things through like an ISP proxy and everything. Which I mean you won't be doing, but well, yeah, but it's not hard to put your own HTTP server, I guess. Plenty of utilities that can do it now, and even do it on DOS. Oh, that's bad. That beach ball's gone down there. Try and get him to fall off, like in that hole. If I can get him in there. There you go. We'll go up to like 125,000 or something, and then we'll just continue the game. I don't like this forced HTTPS that everything has now. It is very annoying. There's just no need for it, really. There's going to be 5,000 more. I don't think they'll give me an extra life at that point, but it should get me, like, so I should get another one before I get to the end of Pipe Zone. Pipe Zone I don't usually struggle with. The castle's, like, quite hard. Well, just a bit more. One more and it should be it. There we go. I'll catch up with that in a moment. D-pad's been sticky again. Ah, crap. Fucking hell. I quite like how the teleportation scrolls the screen along when it fails. Well, that's quite a nice feature. God knows whether it's a deliberate feature, but I like it. Oh, crap. Oh, we're getting a brain. Definitely getting a brain. We're in this Greek key looking thing. Fucking. I knew it was going to spawn something. I just knew it. Yeah, well, that should work. Well, like I said, if it was me, I would just like have a VM like I do for SMB. And to be honest, could just use the same VM, and because it wouldn't be accessible to the outside world and it has no security anywhere, could totally just use the hard drive as like the root of the HTTP server, really. Oh, fuck off. You know, it's a VM that nothing's gonna really mess with, like, doesn't really, even if it did get compromised, it wouldn't matter. Just make a backup of the VHD and just stick that copy back on if it gets broken. So my SMB VM has zero security. It'd be very easy to fuck it up if it was exposed to the outside world. It just isn't. And it's not normally on. It's only on when I need, you know, file sharing, or if I need to play with like an old version of Office or something. Like when I was working on my book, I had to, in the end, I resorted to using it. I got 2 lives from that. Oh, because the score went up enough. So we're back in the game. Yeah, you know, I used that in the end. The last PDF conversion was done in the VM because I was just sick of having to wait for the satellite to do it. It took fucking hours. And there's the thing, SuperCalc should be able to talk to my LaserJet because it does like PostScript and PCL. So, in theory, I should be able to print that. I'm not sure what I would want to print out of it, but I am going to test that someday. I still want one of those early colour LaserJets. I'd like to get one. The ink for them's quite expensive, but Turner would probably last me a really long time. I don't print in colour very much. Wouldn't really be much of an issue. Like it's not even like it goes off really like the ink does in inkjets. You don't use them cartridges; they go to shit. You don't use Turner; it's not really bothered unless it gets like wet or something. Ah, crap. We definitely have brown, though, with this bastardizer. What the hell? Oh, my buttons are going bad again. I do need to fix this D-pad. This gamepad. We'll find something we can butcher. It might use the same size pads as like a Mega Drive controller. If it does, they make aftermarket Mega Drive pads, don't they? I could just buy one of those, like a modern reproduction one, and just gut it. I mean, even using an old one I wouldn't feel that upset about just because it's such a common thing, but if I could get a repro one, then it really wouldn't matter, because, you know, I wouldn't be dismantling an original Sega pad or anything. And it's not like the parts in this gamepad were ever that high quality to begin with, so it should do fine. And they're just rubber domes. Yeah, not one of them shots at him or him. So I think you should, like, maybe have been let to turn the corkscrew off again. It is astonishingly well designed for its time, this game. Like, this is one of those where I was saying before about, like, the Atari stuff and games like that. A lot of them don't really hold up so great anymore. This game does still hold up, like, for the most part. Like, this Captain Comic is still a good game all these years on. It ain't perfect, and it has its moments of jank and stuff going on, but it works incredibly well given the age of it. You know, your average game at the time on the PC was, like, not really that good. There's no point in getting up there. I don't think there's anything up there anyway. Unless they can hide items, and I don't know about it. I've never known this game, like, you know, I can't think of a single instance of that. But then it's a small enough, weird enough thing where it could just have, like, a single instance like that, and you'd never know about it. I think we'll make it to the end of the game, though, unless something really, really terrible happens, which it could. Yeah, that's faster than walking a little bit, isn't it? Like, we can actually outrun the beach ball by doing that. I always thought it was about the same speed for some reason. Like, just because of the slight weight that you have. Let's try and keep them on screen. Fucking beach balls in the castle. He just didn't have any more monsters by now, did he? Oh, that don't matter. Yeah, these bricks. I wonder how many... No! Damn, I pressed the teleport button. What was it I was saying about something terrible happening? Yeah, this like with Prince of Persia where it uses the D-pad for stuff, it uses the D-pad like down for teleport, which isn't too bad just because it's not something you press a lot. It more has the issue of you might press it by accident, but it's not something I've really done a whole lot, so it ain't so bad. Like this game at least uses a button for jump. Prince of Persia uses up on the D-pad to do that, which is just awful. I can't think of a single instance of a game where that was ever a good idea. Now, it is a problem I think a lot of old games have, even on consoles and stuff. And maybe in fighting games it's not so bad. It sort of works in them a bit, I guess, but yeah, on games like this one and that one, it doesn't really work so good. Having up, like, on a D-pad as a jump button. And fighting games on PCs are just crap. I can't think of any good ones. Like, you know, I'm not really into fighting games, but like on consoles there are some good ones. You know, you have like Street Fighter 2, everyone fucking knows that, and it's without like wonder really, 'cause it's a good fucking game. Killer Instinct ain't bad. I enjoyed Tekken Tag Tournament because I was insanely good at that game. But on PC, you just, yeah, there's no like killer fighting game anywhere. You just don't have them. I mean, there's a port of Pit Fighter. This machine wouldn't really run that. 286 struggles as it is. Wow, what did I hit? Do you really want to play a Pit Fighter that bad? Oh, I lost my bearings then, that was weird. My brain just sort of went to sleep for a second. It's probably the stomach acid. The acidity level of my blood rises to like ridiculous levels because of it. It starts affecting my brain after a while. Just like here, Brit. Oh god, no. I'm fucking it up big time, aren't I? I love how when there is 5 shots on the screen, it actually does murder the frame rate a little bit. Well, one room away from finishing the game, if I lose my entire set of lives just in this one room, I will actually be angry. Oh, Pit Fighter. Go on, let me go up there. If there was just a hole in the floor somewhere, we could do it. Okay, we'll just take it slow. I'm not coming this far just to lose to, like, misfortune and my fucking, the fucking controls up and everything all of a sudden. Granted, the D-pad is, like, oh god, is wearing holes, like, in itself, but... Oh, come on. Just get me to that last room. Shit. I'm going to stop talking for a minute. I'll be back and figure out what's going on shortly, but I want to fucking get to the end. I'm not coming this far. Fuck. Fuck! Jeez, that was close. Get it? That fucking thing is in hot pursuit. control lag got me. So, alright, we're nearly there. Nearly there. Stop it. So close. I will get that. You fucking die, you fucking diamond bastard. I'm in the money. There we go. We did it. Now we'll do it at 4 megahertz someday. Not today though. Not today. That was it. Fun. It was nice to do that again, even though it's not the bestest fucking stream I ever did or nothing. Now we can say that the Turbo XT's been on a stream and we can move on to other things. I wanted to do Duke Nukem 3D a couple of months ago, just purely because it turned, it had a birthday. Old now, that game. But there's always time for that, and I always have time for Duke Nukem 3D, so I guess I'll just play that some other time. Episode 2, Fractured Reality. Oh god, there's no Solitaire on this machine. I'm going to have to find a CGA version of Solitaire. Thanks though, Sigil. Yeah, I'm going to have to, aren't I? Find a CGA Solitaire. Oh, fucking... I'll play Duke Nukem 1 on this someday though. Like, not at 4 megahertz because that'd be painful, but even if we just do like one episode of the game. Because it's a couple of years since I played that on stream, and I'd like to do it again. I always have fun with Duke Nukem 1. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll play the first episode on this piece of shit, then we'll move to that 286 piece of shit, and then we'll maybe move to the faster 286. Like, we'll just do one episode on each system. And then we could maybe step up through Duke Nukem 2 as well. And we'll start on like a shit 386. And then we'll like move our way up. Like, and then we'll go on to Duke Nukem 3D. That'd be alright. That'll probably be a couple of months away. I certainly think Atari 7800 next time. And then I'll have to get Banjo done, because I'm like actually years late on it now. It looks like a Comic Sans variant, doesn't it? The title thing. I don't think we had the graphics around the edge, like in the older version. In fact, I'm sure we didn't. It actually looks quite nice. It's something that I think's improved in this version of the game. I'm glad I found that charade font that the Raccoons logo uses. I wanted to find that for a long time. I still think it's pretty... Those brake pads are funny. Hang on a minute. No, he fell on my arse. There's a fucking box with brake pads. Oh, that figures. There's a box with brake pads. It uses the same font as the Sequential Circuits logo. And I know what that font's called. It's called Stop. So you have a box of brake pads that uses a font called Stop. And I'm like, I wonder how many people know that. Like, you know? I wonder if that was intentional by whoever designed it. Probably was. They're like, no one will get that. Well, they did. Let's just store cardboard on top of a kerosene container. That's probably safe. But yeah, there's. I don't think we'll do anything else with this today. It was that kept me busy for a couple of hours. It was had a nice change from staring at walls and staring at bolts and staring at microwaves and whatever else. So I'll turn the machine off and I'll fuck off, and then I'll go and eat and do something else. Might start uploading a Let's Play of the long drive on this channel, just sporadically. Don't know yet. So I might do. See how much work it is to edit. It's nice that I've got rid of the fake overheating on the Xeon. Because the Xeon, the overheat alarm kept going off, and it's done it on stream before. All I had to do was turn fan speed control back on and then cut the PWM wire off so it runs full speed anywhere, and magically the temperature readout's lower. So it's obviously a bug somewhere. I don't know the specifics, I didn't design the fucking thing. Yeah, anyways, I'll bail for now, but thanks for tuning in and shit, as always. And I guess now we know it all fucking works, I'll be back again at some point, probably with the 7800. Try and roll the score over in Galaga. Yeah, I'm out of here.